One of the most remarked-upon aspects of ancient Greek civilization is male sexual relationships. It does appear frequently in the literary and visual sources we have for this period. Although the majority of the literature and study on this topic refers to these interactions as homosexuality, this modern language is not strictly applicable to the ancient Greek culture because the Greeks did not consider themselves as such. This phrase has connotations that are simply inappropriate for describing a culture that was drastically different from our own. Unfortunately, this issue will invariably have a male perspective because there are so few materials on women in antiquity, specifically about this topic. We have very little first-person primary evidence from women relating to the female experience at this time since women were treated very much like second-class citizens. But the archaic poet Sappho and the rumors about her sexuality are worth mentioning. The institution of pederasty, which featured a young male and an older, wiser companion, and was largely sexual, was a highly particular form of homosexuality between men that existed in ancient Greece. Pederasty was considered an established practice with educational benefits and resulted in the transmission of values and learning between partners, which led to the younger male becoming more informed of his very pivotal role within the polis or community. Moreover, pederasty was an effective system with which to educate and incorporate the light men into the polis. These men would, of course, go on to marry women and produce children as befitted their role. As Andrew Lear and Eva Cantarella have argued, pederasty was practiced on a more widespread basis and with greater public approval than any other form of homosexual relations at any time in any Western culture. The numerous literary examples of pederasty in ancient Greek culture, including those in Aristophanes and Plato, as well as the artistic representations of the practice, which attest to its regularity and normality in Greek life, are clear indications of the practice's pervasiveness. But many legendary examples simply help to confirm the variety of forms that these connections might take. A large portion of our evidence consists of legendary tales that have been rewritten to match the accepted standard of male homoerotic relationships at the time the evidence was produced. For instance, the warrior hero Achilles and his buddy Patroclus are one of the most well-known male pairings in Greek culture. The epic poem of Homer, the Iliad, includes their tale. The story of Achilles and his wrath is very much the focus of this poem, and there is much debate as to the true nature of his relationship with Patroclus. Whatever Homer's intended depiction of the relationship was, however, is almost irrelevant, as the relationship itself was consistently depicted as homoerotic thereafter. Perhaps the most convincing example from the poem is the events that follow the death of Patroclus at the hands of Hector, as Achilles' mourning is both intense and profound, attesting to the closeness of his relationship with Patroclus. One cannot underestimate the significance of Achilles' supposedly homosexual relationship, as he is the ultimate warrior, exhibiting ideal notions of manly virtue, and his relationship with Patroclus, featured in a poem that was revered in Greek culture, was very much a part of that male identity. There are plenty of such instances from Greek myth and culture. The story of Ganymede, the youthful prince of Troy, being kidnapped by Zeus is a well-known topic in Greek vase painting and exemplifies another aspect of male sexual relations as understood by the Greeks. The story is so deeply ingrained in mythology that depictions of Ganymede being flown from Troy by Zeus in the form of an eagle have appeared in literature and art throughout history. This illustration, recounted by Homer in the Iliad, helps us appreciate Greek male relationships, while also demonstrating that Zeus' promiscuity is not restricted to women. Similarly to other relationships typical of this pederastic culture, vase paintings often depict the bearded Zeus pining after the fresh-faced youth. However, there are also differences with the human version of such courtship. Ganymede appears to be much younger than the standard age at which males usually engage in such relations, and there is no evidence of the mutual affection often seen in painted depictions of homosexual relations and pederasty. Indeed, the presence of the god heroes in such vase paintings depicting pederasty would almost seem to give divine validation to the institution itself. What do you think of our video? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and would like to hear more from us, please subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications before you go. Thanks for watching.